So what we have here is our basic 7-star rental watercraft contract. This is going to be the contract that you fill out with us, agreeing to all the terms and conditions that we have about the rental and what you are receiving. So the top half here is going to be basic. It's going to be your name, address, city, state, zip code, phone number, driver's license, and state. Also, a auto license plate number would be needed, but only if you're towing the product. You can fill this out if you want, but it's mainly for people who would be towing our boats or jet skis. The area over here is going to be the date times out and the date times due back. The last one in green is going to be the physical date and time that we picked up the rental equipment. The next line here is going to be for us. Everything in orange is for us, everything in yellow is for you. So the orange areas will be filled out by us for all the watercraft that you'll be renting, either 2 jet skis or 1 boat or 1 jet ski, and then the license plate, haul number, hours of that watercraft. This area right here is for additional drivers besides the people at the one person at the top of the contract. Come back to this real quick. The one person on the top of the contract is also the same person that would have to put the driver's license and credit card down on file. This person is the one that is solely responsible for the watercraft itself. These people down here would be the additional drivers that would be taking control of the jet skis or boats. If the person is here, then they would go ahead and print, sign, and put their age. If they are not here, then the person at the top of the contract is stating here that he will go ahead and explain everything that we did verbally or through this video camera, that he's going to take that information and then re-explain it to every person there. So once he gets there, he would do that. But if they're not here, the person on the contract would put the person's name that is going to be the additional driver. The person signing the contract would sign this location here and then put the age of the person doing that. So they would fill this out for each additional person that would be driving the vessel, and then you would sign it for them. And then once you get to your location, you're going to re-explain this whole contract, how to use the watercraft, and how to take everything out safely. This area over here is going to be your days, your charges, days, equipment, insurance, so on and so forth. Our contracts are never completed until the day we get our equipment back. Once we've had time to review it, the late charges, damage, fuel, or any lost items or broken items would be added to this contract, and your deposit would be deducted from that. So we would deduct it from your deposit and then show the balance being returned to you. The bottom half here is going to be the part of the contract that's just stating the obvious, that you've been explained everything, that you've had time to look over the product, you've inspected it all, and that you've gone over the rules and regulations and operations of the watercraft and everything like that. Also, it is your job to go and call the lake and ask them what their laws are. So we are not responsible for that part. You would have to call in advance, say, hey, what are your guys' 5-mile-an-hour laws, your night laws, any rules or regulations they would have on that body of water is up to you to find out and abide by those rules. The orange is actually the location where we're going to fill out where you're going, so whatever lake or part of the delta you would be at, and then you would initial agreeing to that term. So these are basically just going over everything in the contract, and also just stating here that if you do not know how to use it properly or safely, even after we have given you instructions, basic instructions, that you will not just take out our product and risk the property of our jet skis or the lives of others. So even after this contract, this video, and then you calling the lake for their lake laws, if you are not 100% sure on how to use this product carefully and properly, please do not just accept it and take it out and try to find out when you're on the water. Down here before the last area where you're just going to sign date and time, this is just basically stating that you've gone through the whole contract, you've read it, and agreed to the terms. Right here is going to be our late charges and additional fees. You'll be able to read this because the contract will be in front of you, but any late fees or cleaning fees will also be applied. So please make sure that you're returning the product back the same way you got it. It's basically just taking a wet towel, getting the jet ski or boat wet, and then taking a dry towel and just drying it off. That's just basic cleaning. You know, don't fill them with mud or dirt, or just turn it just don't return it messy. And then you would sign here. On the back of our contract, this is where you're going to read all of the rules and everything that you should be doing while it's in your possession. You know, not drinking alcohol, making sure that you're obeying, don't be reckless, negligent, don't ruin the product. You know, watch out for other boats, making sure that you know the boating laws 100 feet or further away. Just go through all the laws, make sure you read all this. All the information is here for you. Then as you come down, you'll read this whole contract. We're going to have one section at the very bottom where we're going to need an additional signature. This is basically for damages. If you cause damage to our product past the point to where we cannot repair it ourselves and we have to take it to somebody to have it fixed, you will be charged for business interruption. You will also be charged for the driving time and gas that it takes us to get to and from that location to have the product fixed. So please make sure that you're taking very good care of our product while it's in your possession, making sure you're putting fenders and buoys out, that you're watching for rocks, and you are not beaching our watercraft. No boats or jet skis are allowed to be beached. So as long as you're doing that, there shouldn't be any complications, or we shouldn't have to charge any business interruption or late fees. So please just make sure that you're watching out for our product while it's in your possession. The next page is going to be the PWC renter orientation checklist. So for our jet skis, it's going to be life jackets, making sure that the lanyards are connected to the life jackets, that you're, you know, watching out for people and boats. Don't follow behind anybody. If you guys are following behind another jet skier and that jet skier is doing 55 and you're doing 55 and he stops, when you stop, you're still going to coast into him because there's no brakes on jet skis. These aren't cars. So when you stop, the jet ski is going to continue to travel at that same mile per hour and wreck into the person that's in front of you. Please do not follow behind any other jet skiers. Always keep a safe 50 foot to 100 foot distance. Also, the other thing is don't try to splash each other. What happens is when you try to splash each other and one person is going left and the other person is going right, you are now going head on, which means you guys are going to wreck into each other. So do not splash each other. Once again, one person's going left, the other person's going right, you're going head on, that's going in the same direction, you will wreck into each other. So please do not follow or splash anybody. Keep your distance away from both jet skiers. Same with this page, watching out, don't jump wakes. Also remember that these are jet propelled, so all the water is sucked up through this grade that goes under and out of here. Anything that you suck up through this is going to cause damage to the impeller housing. This is $750 for us to replace that impeller, the wear ring, and all the stuff that's in here and have it removed and put back together. Please make sure that you are not beaching these or running over ropes or going through seaweed. You got to make sure that you're staying clear of any objects that are in your way. So please don't beach them because the rocks get in here and they just destroy this impeller system. Also, there is a certain direction to flip the jet ski. When the jet ski is upside down, there will be a tag on the back of the jet ski. The tag will show you an arrow that shows you which way you should roll the jet ski over. Make sure that you are rolling the jet ski in the proper direction or you will flood the engine, causing damage to the engine. This is also just knowing water laws, once again, calling the lakes and making sure that you're abiding by those rules. You're going to go ahead and sign in the yellow area here. Next is a release and waiver form. This is basically stating that once you take possession of this watercraft, you've signed, initialed this, initialed here, signed here. Once you've filled out this part of this contract, you're stating that once you receive the watercraft, you are taking full responsibility for your actions with our equipment. So you're fully responsible for anything that happens. So please make sure that if you do not have proper information from us that you find out, either through that lake body of water, you contact us or you contact the Boater Safety course, Boater Safety in Sacramento. They can go ahead and help you with any additional questions you may have, but please make sure that you're always calling, you're always asking questions. Don't go out and try to figure it out on your own. So once you sign this, you're stating that you are taking full responsibility and you cannot hold 7-Star Rental responsible for any damages or anything that you do out there. We cannot control what you're doing on the water once you get there. So just be safe and make sure you're paying attention to everything that's going on around you. This bottom section you do not have to fill out unless you're refusing insurance. If you are refusing insurance, you would fill this out. If you are refusing insurance, you would be responsible for all damages caused to the boat or jet ski. So without insurance, we would hold you personally responsible for all charges. So please make sure that if you are, once again, not sure, please get the insurance, please fill out this waiver form, and make sure that you're safe out there on the water. This form here is going to be the boat inventory. So everything that's on the boat we are going to list here, and we're going to put the quantity of what is in there. This part will not be filled out until the boat has been gone over with you by the driver or when you're here at the location picking up. Once you do that, we will go ahead and get in the boat, and you will mark down the quantities, or the person delivering the boat or the person here at the shop will write them down, and then you will put a check next to them as he pulls them out and physically shows them to you. At the end of the rental, this same procedure for this part of the contract will be done again. Please do not tie ropes in our knots in our ropes. Please do not break our ropes. We do pull them completely apart and recheck them each time to make sure nobody's tying knots or cutting them. There's no reason to tie a knot in our wakeboarding ropes or our dock lines. They have loops, and they're really easy to tie off. You're going to go ahead and sign this at the end. So please do not sign this. If you did, that's fine, but just please make sure that this information is already included in the boat or jet ski. We want to make sure all these rental items that you got are there. So please make sure that if you do sign this before he has a chance to go through it, that you are putting a check mark by each one here. The last form on the jet ski here is going to be something for you. The information here is where you would basically go through. If you see any damage to the jet ski, you would circle it, draw a line, put a line over here, and then put what it is. A chip, a scratch, whatever it is that you see that is there. Also, the video will be documented as well, so we'll know if that was there prior or if it was there after the cause. Also, the bottom of the jet ski. Please make sure that you're filling out any areas, once again, drawing a circle and a line, and then writing on the line what you saw. Same thing with the jet ski. You would draw a line and then write down chip, scratch, or whatever it is that you're seeing on the jet ski. Once again, we do take videos, so basically the whole time you're filling this out, the man with the camera or delivering the boat or here at the shop will be filming the product while you're watching. Thank you for using 7-Star Rental. Today we have our GTS 130 2011 Sea-Doo jet ski. We're going to go over some procedures on how to use it correctly, what to do while it's in your possession. As you can see, all of our jet skis are pretty much brand new. All of the equipment that you're going to be using is going to be inside here, with the exception of the key that's going to be inside the storage, the dry storage unit. First off, what we're going to do is where all your equipment is going to be. It's going to be in this locker here. You're going to receive your 2 fenders. You're going to protect the jet ski when docking and getting on and off when you're docking it up against a dock or another boat. This will help protect you and that other boat and our jet ski from either the dock or that boat. You'll receive the proper size life jackets that you requested when receiving the jet ski. You will also receive a 15-foot dock line that will help tie the jet ski off to a boat or a dock. There's also your fire extinguisher in here. So Coast Guard requires that to be in the jet ski at all times. You also receive a dry pack. This dry pack is strictly for 7-Star Rental. Please do not put your personal items in this. This is to basically keep all of our papers dry for Coast Guard if you get pulled over, to basically know that you guys are legal and driving this with proper registration and license. So this has the DMV book in it. It has the manual for the jet ski as well, a copy of the contract, registration, and insurance in here for the jet ski and the trailer. So everything you need is in this pack, but only if you need it for emergency purposes. So first off, we're going to go over how to properly remove the jet ski from the trailer. So if you guys are taking this, then this is how you would go ahead and do it. You would lift here, there's a latch here that would release the trailer hook from the jet ski. After doing that, you would walk to the back of the jet ski. And before removing the straps, go ahead and make sure that your 2 drain plugs are properly installed before launching the jet ski. Once that is in there, there's no way that this will sink on you. Our jet skis are self-cooled, so they are not cooled by the water flowing through the engine. These are full of coolant. So as these sit in the water, they cool the system that runs the engine. And these are full of coolant, and this is the drain plug that allows us to drain these, just so you know that. To remove the latches, it's just like any other ratchet. You would put your thumb here, bring it up until it's completely straight, which will release this, and it will drop down. You would take these off and put them in your vehicle or wherever they need to go. To retighten it, you pull it tight, put your thumb back on this to bring it back down, and then start ratcheting the ratchet. You would do that to both sides of the jet ski. Each side has its own piece, ratchet system on it. After that, operating of the jet ski, once you do that, these jet skis do not have reverse on them. They also, once you do put the key in the ignition and turn it on, they go 5 miles an hour. There is no stopping it until you pull the key or press the off button. Please do not turn them on while they're still on the trailer. What you're going to need to do is make sure to push the jet ski all the way back off the trailer, spin it around, and have it facing 180 degrees in the opposite direction before starting this jet ski. If you do not, it will run into whatever's in front of it. After you're able to turn the jet ski around, the key for the jet ski is in the dry storage unit. You would pull this key out. You would come over here to this side. Press this button one time. You will see the gauges light up. Once the gauges come on, you put the key in. 2 beeps, the jet ski is ready to fire up. 1 beep, the jet ski will not start. You would have to then remove the key again and then re-add the key, waiting for that 2nd beep. Once you hear that, you would hold down the start button. The jet ski is going. Once the jet ski is going, simple as that, press the off button, the jet ski turns off, or you pull the key and the jet ski will turn off. Please remember to fasten this to your life jacket. So now that we did that, we're going to go through the steps. Make sure that you're always wearing your life vest properly before getting on the jet ski. By law, everyone on the jet ski has to be wearing a life jacket. If you do not, you will receive a ticket. Once on the jet ski, you'll have your key. You take your key, loop it around your life jacket, do the same steps that I just showed you. Add it. Once you're ready to stop or coming up to approaching something, always make sure that you give yourself a safe distance of about 15-20 feet as you're approaching it, and then make sure that as you approach it, you turn off the jet ski. If you do not, the closer you are to the object, the faster you're going to hit it. Always make sure too that you come at it at an angle, approaching whatever you're approaching, so that way as you come up to it, you can reach over and grab yourself and stop yourself from coming up to the dock. If you go head on to it and stop, and you turn it off or don't turn it off, you're going to run straight into whatever you're aiming for. Always make sure to be coming at an angle, remove the key, and then slowly coast into the dock. Also, do not beach these products. They are not made to be beached. Any rocks that you suck up will cause damage to the impeller housing. That will also be demonstrated at the end of the video just to show you where that's at. As you're coming up to the dock, you're going to have your fenders and fender line inside this storage unit here. While you're in open water, floating like this, turn it off, take the key off, let it just coast like this in open water, far from the dock, depending on how far the dock is. Have yourself prepared as you pull up to the dock. So what you would do is you would take these two fenders back out. One should be longer, one should be shorter. You don't have to go by that, but basically what that's telling you is that this is going to be the front one, so you don't have to redo the strap. Come down, put it down. Your eyelid, put it down. After doing that, you would still have the key attached to your life jacket. You would then be able to restart your jet ski. 2 beeps for it to start. 1 beep, it will not start. Remember that. Once you get it ready, you got these out, go ahead and turn your jet ski back on and approach the dock. As you approach the dock, once again, 15 feet, pull the key or off button and allow the jet ski to coast in. Once you get to the dock, you will have your 15-foot dock line. You can get off. And once again, same procedure. You're going to throw it over the handlebars, around the back safety bar, and wherever that eyelet is, you're going to take the rope and tie it directly to that eyelet. This basically will help hold both ends of the jet ski directly against the dock. Keep it firmly against the dock. The further out the jet ski is from the dock, when a wave or something comes by, the more chances it's going to bounce and cause damage to the side of the jet ski. By leaving these out and keeping them on the side, this is going to prevent you from causing multiple chips from the dock to the jet ski. Main cause to the side of these jet skis for chips is docks. Not putting these out properly, not leaving them out, and just coming into the dock. You'll hit the dock, because docks are made for boats, which are about this much taller out of the water to come up to. So jet skis will usually sit below the dock and go underneath the dock, and then that's how the chips happen to these. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to be showing you is the impeller on the bottom of the jet ski, just to show you what not to do. Make sure that you guys aren't causing damage to the product itself. Okay, so this is the jet propulsion system. This is how the jet ski is actually propelled forward in the water. So basically the water is sucked up from underneath the jet ski, comes through this, and it's forced through a smaller area to propel the jet ski forward at high speeds. Basically what we're getting at here is you do not want to beach these jet skis. As you can see, this is our propeller or impeller on a jet ski. What happens here, as you can see, is there's no room for error in here. If you beach the product and a rock gets sucked up inside of this area, there's nowhere for the rock to go, and it will cause major damage to the inside of the impeller housing. This costs $750 for us to have replaced and fixed. Please make sure not to beach the product, which can cause damage to the bottom of the jet ski and also to the impeller housing. One last quick thing about the jet skis here. On every single one of our jet skis, you're going to see a tag on the back of them. The tag is going to be located right here on the back corner of the jet ski. What this tag is for is that if you were to flip this jet ski upside down, this tag will be facing right side up. So right now it's upside down. If you were to flip the jet ski, it'd be facing right side up. So basically what it's telling you is that once the jet ski is upside down, you are to flip it in the correct direction that the arrows show, and this shows you a little diagram of the person doing it. The reason why it is upside down is because the jet ski is right side up. Once it is flipped over, you need to follow these directions in order to flip it back over in the right direction. If you do not, you have the chances of flooding the engine with water. That's why it has a directional arrow showing you what direction to flip the jet ski back into. Please make sure that if you do flip up the jet ski, flip it over, that you do rotate it back in the right direction that the arrows do show on the tag. Okay, so here we have an anchor and buoy and rope for our jet skis. So basically what this is for is so that you do not beach our product. We do not allow you to beach our product due to the fact that there's going to be rocks and gravel and other things in the water that you can't see. Also under the dirt. Even though you can't see it on the top, there can always be rocks underneath what you're going to be parking the jet ski on. So what we do is we provide this. What this does is it's basically going to float out in the water. You're going to set this about chest high or so out of the water. You're going to let this just sit. This will be underwater and it'll bounce around. So when you come up, you'll know where this is at. You're going to take the jet ski. You're going to keep the jet ski in about waist high water. Keep it, away from the ground enough to where it's not going to bounce and hit the ground. This is made to be higher, so that way when you have the jet ski and you attach it, this will be down in the water like this, and as the waves come, it will bounce. If you put this straight up and down like this, when a wave comes, it's going to lift it up and the jet ski is going to float away. So you want to make sure that you do not allow more, you want to allow slack in the rope. So that way as it bounces, it goes like this. As soon as you do this, it's going to bounce and slowly drift away into deeper water, and it's going to take off. So leave it in waist high water and leave this always taller. Once you come up to this, you're going to come up to the buoy. You're going to take the end of the rope. You're going to come up to the eyelid, which is located in the front of the jet ski. You're going to take the rope, and you do not have to pull the rope all the way through. Once again, you can have slack and let the jet ski float around. So you're going to take it, and you can tie whatever knot you want in this rope. It's not going to continue to get stuck. And that'll be it. While it's sitting, it will basically now float around on this with the anchor and sit out while it is floating, and it will not run into anything. So this will help prevent you causing damage to the bottom of the jet ski, which will in turn cost money to have it fixed. Okay, so basically with our jet skis, we do allow you to tow products, so wakeboards, kneeboards, skis, tubes, anything you want to tow, you can tow behind these. They have great power. They're brand new 4-stroke, so they will pull anything that you can put behind it. With a tow rope or wakeboarding rope, you would attach it here, pull it through, pull your rope through, and this is where the rope would sit while you're towing the person behind the jet ski. What you want to do is make sure that the person behind the driver who's watching the rider is watching the rope. You want to make sure that the rope stays clear anywhere around the bottom of this jet ski. Because these are water propelled, the water is sucked up underneath and comes out the back, which pushes these jet skis. So the suction power on the back of a jet ski is 100 times stronger than any vacuum cleaner. So basically by the time you see the rope here, it's going to be too late and suck up underneath the bottom of the jet ski, getting caught on the drive shaft. So if that happens, the only way to get it off is to call us, and we have to come out and do it. So please make sure that you're watching the rope at all times. Do not let it get underneath the jet ski, and make sure that it's always behind the jet ski so it does not get sucked up underneath here. Right here we have our GTI 155. This jet ski here all the orange and black ones like this are going to have a brake and reverse system on them. So what that means is usually on the regular ones you're going to have your throttle here. So when you grab this is throttle, and it's just going to go forward, and they go about 55. With these ones, they actually have another lever here, and this is a brake and reverse system. So the way that it works is, if you were driving, giving it gas, when you stop, if you tap this one time, it will drop a floodgate down in the back, and it will keep the jet ski in a neutral position just like it is right now. It won't move, it won't turn, it won't do anything. When you grab the throttle again, then the jet ski will start to continue to go. Once again, when you tap it, the jet ski will stop and go into a neutral position like this, not moving forward, backwards, or side to side. In order to go in reverse, you would then have to hold this down instead of tapping it. So once you hold it down and you give it throttle, the jet ski will start to go in reverse. So if you tap this, let go, and then give it throttle, you're gonna go forward. Remember to always hold the brake down and give it throttle to go into reverse. So once again, here we are from the driver's position. Just to show you once again, on the jet skis, on any jet ski, even without the brake and reverse like this one, you're always gonna have the throttle on the right-hand side, and you're gonna have your brake and reverse system on the left-hand side. So to go forward, you would just give it throttle, and this would propel you forward. To stop and go into a neutral position, you would tap this and let it go. This would drop down the floodgate and keep the jet ski in a neutral position as it is right now. In order to go in reverse, you would then hold the left throttle down and slowly give it throttle on the right to go into reverse. Remember, if you tap this and give it gas, you are going to go forward, not in reverse. You must hold down the brake trigger in order to go in reverse with the throttle on the right. Remember, gas on the right, brake if you tap, hold down, give it throttle, reverse.